Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is a much earlier video than it has been recently, but it's your match review for Chelsea versus Inter Milan. As the game has just been played, it's the final pre-season game and we're going to get into it. Now, the scenes in the back is a bit different now. I managed to find the only Chelsea thing that I brought alongside this, which is that. So it's nice to spice up the background whilst on holiday a little bit, I guess, isn't it? But Chelsea versus Inter, pre-season game. Not bad. I say not bad. It could be worse. It could be worse. There are some good things there, but there are some bad things there too. It's as simple as that. And I'll start off with exactly where I think we're headed. We got Manchester City on the opening day. Do I think we're ready? No. Simple as that. No. Not for Man City. This was an easier opponent. I'd be like, okay, we might be able to do something. Man City. You never know, because on the day, who knows, maybe Man City will just be switched off, I hope. But overall, there's one area of the pitch which is just, and I think you guys know, which is concerning me, and that's our defence, man. I'm sorry, but defensively, we are a mess. Going forward, we're actually all right. You know what it is? We saw this last season as well. It's not about just, get the ball to the final third. We can do that. That's not a problem. And we do that a lot, right? Even today, it was a case of, are we able to take our chances? No, not really. Except at the very end when Ugochukwu stepped in. And I've got to be honest, I'm going to say something here. I thought Ugochukwu was going out on loan. Is he not going out on loan, or what's going on here? Because he's actually been decent this pre-season. Decent. Today, made a great impact. He come on and he made a great impact. But I thought he was going out on loan. I thought he wouldn't be involved today. I thought he wouldn't. There are a couple of players that weren't involved today, and I think it's safe to say they're not in the plans. And I know Disasi didn't play, but he's definitely going to be there. But there is Ben Chilwell, who didn't play, and Carney Chukwuemeka, who didn't play. Now, Carney, I think we're going to pocket 40 million for. He's got a release clause, if I'm not mistaken. I think a team will come in and will take the money. I think that's what's going to happen. Chilwell, I don't think suits Maresca. That's what we've heard. And to an extent, I agree. And I think he's going to get sold. So those two players, not involved, not there, not used, and I don't think they're going to be moving forward with the club. But defensively, we're not sharp. We're not sharp. There's two players in particular here, because the defence did change in the second half. We did manage to bring on Renato Vega for Cucurella for that second half. And we also brought on Tosin and we brought on Badiashile to replace Levi Colwill and replace Fofana. And I got to be real. Colwill and Fofana, specifically Colwill, but Colwill and Fofana are looking, they're not looking on it. They do not look sharp. They do not look sharp. They look like they panic easy. They're a little bit all over the place. They're not very accurate. They're prone to mistakes. It's not great. Tosin, I think, might be one of the starting centre-backs, if I'm being completely honest. But Yashile, I think, can be just as vulnerable as the other guys that I've just mentioned. So that's where my main issue is now. That's my main concern. Because the football we're playing, and today specifically as well, we get the ball, we're able to move, we're even able to recuperate from time to time, which is good to see, because I don't want us not being able to win the ball off the opposition. We did see that a few times today, so I'm happy with that. But when we move forward, right, and I'm actually quite glad that Inter Milan played with a low block in the second half. They decided to sit back, and that's a good test for us. But were we able to really, really get through and penetrate? Once, at the very end of Ugochukwu. Realistically, with that much of the ball, we should be threatening more. We should be. And I think by now, we should be more sharp and more clinical whilst we're about to start the Premier League season and face Manchester City of all teams. So that's the one thing about moving the ball forward that I have to say, and that's not a new issue. That's an issue we've had last season, the season before. It's not new. But it needs to be resolved. So that's that. They did have a good goalkeeper in place. Sommer was good. Their defence was good. Dumfries had a good game. Very good game. But this is the thing. if you're going to have a sloppy defense, right? If you're not going to be fantastic in terms of your defending, you need to be sharp up top in terms of scoring. You need to counter it, because the worst thing that's going to happen, or the worst thing that can happen, is if you're not defending well and you're leaking goals, but you're not scoring enough, you're going to lose games. And losing games will just create all sorts of chaos. It's as simple as that. So if you're leaky at the back, you need to make sure you're extra clinical up front. Now, saying that, I think Mark Gue looks bright, right? Mark Gue looks bright. Nkunku is present. He's there. He's involved. He's always on the ball, and he's always trying to create, and he's always doing something. And fair play. He had that overhead kick, which was unlucky. Aside from that, and Cole Palmer, of course, we don't even need to talk about Cole Palmer. We know what Cole Palmer's about. Who came on in the second half, and it was good to see him. But aside from that, we had Madueke on the right-hand side, quiet. Dewsbury Hall, quiet. Mudryk looks like he hits a brick wall every time he has the ball, right? It's like he looks like he's about to do something mad, and then nothing happens. That's Mudryk, and it's frustrating to see. Sterling came on and had a better impact than him. This was what I mentioned the other day in the video that I put out. If I had to pick one, I'd stick with Sterling, even though he grinds my gears. He winds me up. But I'd pick Sterling, because you just know you're going to get more out of him in terms of output. You just are. So, going into the new season, Mudryk has to perform. If not, he's finished. If not, he's toast. Aside from that, look, we got Gusto, fantastic. We got Cucurella on that left-hand side. I think he's going to suit Maresca's way of playing for sure. Renato Vega impressed me. Vega coming on looked sharp. He looked on it. He was getting stuck in. He was moving the ball well. He was getting in good position. He was defending well. He was there, right? And you could see, well, I don't read into this too much, but when he made that tackle and he started amping the crowd, like, great, that's fantastic. But it's a preseason game, like, don't read into it too much. But I guess it's good to see. So Renato Vega, fair play to him too. And the midfield, look, Enzo, Lavia. We had guys come on later on with players like Nkunku and Vega. We had Nicholas Jackson come on, Ugochukwu come on, and Caicedo come on. And I said Ugochukwu made the impact. He looked sharp. He looked really sharp. Fair play to Ugochukwu. He didn't set 1 foot wrong for that entire 10 minutes that he was on. He had such an impact. Caicedo, fair play to him too. It's going to be very interesting to see who is going to be playing in midfield. I still have no idea. Is it going to be Lavia in the 6? Is it going to be Enzo alongside him in a pivot? Is it going to be Caicedo alongside one of them? Who's going to start? I genuinely don't know. Nicholas Jackson, is the first minutes that we've seen of him. He didn't look brilliant. I don't think he did anything. But again, he's not played. Much like Cole Palmer hasn't played. So I can't judge. But overall, if I'm talking in terms of the team, overall, because now it shouldn't be about individuals. Now it should be about the team. Now it should be how the group are. The group are going to dominate the ball for many games. Are going to have the ball, have possession, definitely, without question, much more than most teams. Except for teams like Man City that we'll see. And this is where it concerns me. Because when we have the ball, okay, cool, we're off to try and create chances. Which we're not looking clinical on at the moment. But I still think our shape and our individual ability at the back both are letting us down. I think we're going to leak. I think we're open. And that's the concern. If you're coming up against a low block, you got the ball, you have the initiative, and then it's up to you to break that. Which is a good test that we saw today. And to be fair to Chelsea, in the end, we did get that goal over Ugochukwu, so you could say that was a success. But letting that first goal in the first half, when Inter were on it, before they decided to start sitting back a little bit to probably test their defence, and that's the part of pre-season, we look vulnerable. And Man City are going to dominate the ball. Man City are going to want to keep the ball. Simple. They're going to want to try and take the game to us, not the other way around. So I worry about day one. I worry severely about day one. And I think the games after that are where we're hopefully going to see Chelsea take some initiative and pick up some points. We will win games this season, but we will lose games this season, I think. The way that we are right now, It's very hit and miss, and it's very up and down. It's very uncertain. So we'll wait and see what happens during the season. But I'm worried defensively. I'm not so worried offensively, unless it's up to the players to put the ball in the net and be clinical. At that point, we still don't really know in terms of how clinical we can be. We haven't really shown it in pre-season. So that's something that we're going to have to wait for. But defensively, we have to fix up. That's one thing we know for sure, is that we're leaking. We're leaking. We're exposed and we're open at the back. It's as simple as that. So let's wait and see what happens. Aside from that, basically nothing else to really add. I've mentioned basically all the players and some of the players that I reckon are going to be heading out the door. So, yeah, overall, like I said, today, there were big portions of the games where we had the ball and nothing happened. It was flat. But we've seen worse and we've seen better, basically, after watching today's game. So we'll wait and see what happens against Manchester City. To be fair, Man City against Man United didn't look fantastic, but then again, that's a Community Shield game, and maybe you can't read into that too much, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see. Day one is going to reveal everything, because that's where things are serious, the stakes are high, and we're playing against the champions. So let's wait and see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think? What's your feeling going into the City game now, next weekend? How do you think it's going to go down now we've finished pre-season? What points will you take from today's games, good and bad? Let me know down below, much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. And if anyone's asking why I didn't play, I'm still doing rehabilitation, innit? I'm on the injury list, so yeah, I couldn't play today. Sorry, lads. That's it. Look, listen, I hope I'm the only one that's going to be on the rehabilitation list this season, alongside Reece James, of course, because he's already injured. Hopefully no one else joins. Fingers crossed that we're not going to see an injury crisis this season. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated, and I will catch all of you on the next one tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Look after yourselves, take care, and peace.